It's the SKOR North Twins Show.
SKOR North Twins Show bonus episode, little extra innings episode here. Twins in Cleveland, doing a 4-game series with the Guards. Heartbreaking loss, walk-off loss on Tuesday, big win on Monday. But I wanted to jump on here, give you guys a little prospect update episode. This was something I said I promised for the regular season this year on the SKOR North Twins Show. So I have a list of notes from what I've gathered just from box score hunting, from talking to some other Twins officials, other Major League officials, just about the state of the Twins prospect system. So if you're looking for prospect news, here you go. Got a whole thing of lists of players that I'm excited to talk about today. So hit the like button and subscribe button here on the SKOR North Twins Show YouTube channel if you haven't already, and we get closer to 5,000 subs. Thank you so much for everyone that has done that and supported this show. We had Trevor Plouffe on a Trevor Plouffe Tuesday. Yesterday, we had a State of the Twins on Monday. We'll have a full episode too on Thursday on the SKOR North Twins Show with Mackie and Judd, plus some recaps here and there as the Twins wrap up in Cleveland, then head to Boston for 3 games for a big homestand coming up. Maybe the return of Royce Lewis too against San Francisco. So a lot of fun things happening here on the SKOR North Twins Show. So let's talk prospects here. We got some extra info from the Twins on some of their bigger name prospects. Some good news, some bad news. Bad news. 5 of these 10 guys are on the injured list, or at least are injured or considered like day to day. So let's start with Walker Jenkins. This is the Twins' number 1 prospect. He's number 3 according to MLB.com. 3rd best prospect in all of baseball. He's only played in 2 games this season. He continues to be bothered by that ankle, and he received a cortisone shot. He's going to be sidelined kind of indefinitely still too, which is it's unfortunate. He dealt with an ankle injury at the beginning of spring training where he was invited. Then he's sidelined until the end of May now. So pretty brutal. He's been out for the last few weeks, so he's sidelined through at least the end of May. So calendar's about to flip here to May 1st. Walker Jenkins won't be playing any baseball in the month of May, so a huge bummer for sure. This was a guy that the Twins were able to snag and have a lot of high hopes for. We did an episode earlier in the offseason. He was compared to J.D. Drew, which I feel like if you're a baseball fan or a purist and you remember J.D. Drew, I feel like that's kind of a low-end comp, but J.D. Drew also had some really good years. So on the Walker Jenkins front, definitely disappointing, but not expected to play until the end of May. He only played in 82 games last year, too, because of a hamstring injury. Hi, Vincent. There's Vinny here. Vinny's not injured. He's just got his toys hanging out with me in this vacant room here as we're getting ready for a big move. But Walker Jenkins on the injured list. Let's get down to the next guy here. That's Emmanuel Rodriguez, who also is dealing with an injury. Now, he's not technically on the injured list. He hasn't played in a week with St. Paul. He's still dealing with a thumb injury that kind of limited him last year. 2nd best prospect in the system, slashing .231, .359. So he is getting on base, which is, he hits home runs, he gets on base. He also can swing and miss a lot or strike out a lot. But he's getting on base, but having a tough time drawing some power. Just .277 slugging percentage through the first, 20 games with the Saints. Power hasn't been there. That thumb injury is still considered day-to-day. So hopefully Emmanuel Rodriguez figures things out. I mean, this was a guy who emerged on a lot of people's radars last year, and I still think if he gets the thumb injury right and gets into a good spot and starts hitting for pop a little bit, you are probably going to see him with the Twins at some point in 2025, but still sidelined with a thumb injury. The 3rd best prospect, a one we've already seen with the Twins, but guess what? Theme of the show, injured. Luke Keeschall, who is still the 3rd best prospect. I know he graduated to the major leagues, but still number 3 on MLB.com's top prospect list for the Twins. So he is dealing with that non-displaced forearm fracture. Good news is he doesn't need surgery. Bad news is he's basically out indefinitely. So he's going to be reevaluated at the end of May. The bones are basically healing, which is good. He doesn't need surgery, but needs those bones to heal, needs to be reevaluated. Will likely go on a rehab assignment. On the Twin Show on Tuesday with Plouffe, I think I said, can he be back before the All-Star break? I think at that point, that might be where we see him, maybe near the end or on the bookends of the All-Star break. A huge bummer just because he provided such a great spark with the Twins. He's an on-base machine. He wreaks havoc on the bases. He can steal bags. Just a great athlete, dude. The dude was batting third for the Twins before he got hurt. So Luke Keeschall, of the top 3 prospects on this list, technically Emmanuel Rodriguez is not on the injured list, but 3 of them are injured. I know that's not what you want to hear. But I have some good news, okay? I have some good news now. Kaelen Culpepper, the Twins' top pick from last year's draft. He's having a hell of a start in Cedar Rapids. So he's slashing 324, 405, 514, OPS over 900, drawing 5 walks and 7 strikeouts. We're on promotion watch for him. In fact, we're on promotion watch for a lot of guys in Cedar A that I'll get into here in a bit. But Kaelen Culpepper, I know plays short. Twins have Carlos Correa at short for a long time. Draft good athletes, and you can figure out where to put them from there. But he's hitting the cover off the ball, dude. Hitting 324. I don't know if it's long-term at shortstop, but when you have a 900 OPS in the first 20 games, that's good. He did have a hamstring injury earlier this year. He has come back from it. He's hitting well. So either that hamstring injury is not bugging him or it's not a problem for him anymore. But last year's top pick for the Twins, is crushing it at Cedar A. And I would expect a promotion to AA Wichita if this keeps up. Connor Prelip. We were trying to figure out, is there ever going to be another lefty starter in the Twins organization or just in the Twins 26-man roster that can contribute? Might be Connor Prelip. So the thing is with Prelip, who has some great swing and miss stuff, and they really like him, he is coming off Tommy John surgery. He had another operation to add an internal brace in his elbow. So, they're being very cautious. He's healthy. He's pitching. He's pitching in limited counts and limited starts with Wichita. They want to make sure they're not rushing him. He's not in a spot where he's going to re-injure that arm. This is a guy that will be baking in the minor leagues through the rest of the year. I wouldn't expect to see him in 2025. In fact, they should be very cautious with him. And if he gets through a successful and healthy 2025 minor league season, I'd envision that he's in AAA and with the Twins at some point in 2026. So that's good news on Connor Prelip, a lefty that hopefully has some swing and miss stuff. We'll see if he winds up being a starter. If they're cautious with that arm and they don't see him as a long-term starter, I wouldn't hate him being a bullpen guy, but it's very rare that young pitchers are just bullpen guys right out the gate in the minor leagues. It doesn't really happen much, but maybe he's someone that, if he's through his arm issues, can be a nasty starter and a southpaw that you can finally throw out there on the mound for the Twins someday. That's good. Marco Raya, who was the Twins' top pitching prospect last year, he's gotten roughed up a little bit. He got roughed up a lot in the last start with the Saints. I believe he's in line to start this week. He has struggled with his command. Because he's with St. Paul, he is always a call away. He's now the 6th best prospect in the system, 2nd best pitching prospect. I just by default and by logic, I can see him being up with the Twins for a spot start or for as an extra body at some point in 2025, but he's fallen off. And this is where sometimes as prospect rankings and comps and situations come out, you got to be careful and you can't fall in love with prospects. I know our guy Trevor Plouffe calls them slapdick prospects. Not going to go that far. I also didn't play in the minors or play professional baseball at all. But this is where, going into last season in the offseason of 2024, Marco Raya is a top pitching prospect. He's going to be helping. Well, he's struggled since then. Doesn't mean he can't be a successful major leaguer, but this is where the ebbs and flows of prospects that aren't like the top 3 guys. Yes, it stinks that Jenkins and Keeschall are hurt right now, but those guys were highly regarded picks. They're expected to be top of their organization, but guys like Marco Raya has a really good minor league season in 2023. And then 2024 has still struggled in 2025. So those are some notes on just the top 6 guys in the Twins system. There's other guys, Brandon Winokur, who's also at Cedar Rapids. He was their 3rd round pick last year. He's struggling to adapt to pro ball, which is normal. And then the other guys that are on the top 10 list, that would be Charlie Soto, who, you can guess it, is on the injured list. Soto still struggling with some, I think is a bicep injury, tricep, I believe. He's on the injured list because of the tricep. He was the 34th overall pick for the Twins in 2023. He's battling some injuries, which is unfortunate. Andrew Morris, who is in St. Paul with the Twins. We're going to probably see Andrew Morris at some point. Again, just because of the laws of people getting hurt, him being a call away. I know Zebby Matthews isn't technically on a prospect list because he played enough games last year to graduate from prospect list, but he's still in the minor leagues. There's some minutia there that I won't try to super overwhelm you with. But he's 23 years old, Andrew Morris is. I watched him pitch once with St. Paul earlier this year. Good slider, good fastball. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him, make a spot start. He's started 4 games so far with the Saints. Owns a career array of 2.63 in the minor leagues. Like, he's everywhere he has gone, whether it's been A ball, double A ball, triple A ball, he has put up very solid numbers. He's still 23 years old. So I would expect the Twins will see him at some point. He's been fun to watch. Corey Lewis is his teammate. He was the knuckleballer. It sounds like as fun as I want to see a knuckleballer with the big leagues. And again, they're always a call away when you're in AAA. But I would say probably a long shot for him to be with the Twins. The knuckleball is great. His fastball sits to like 88, 89, and it's just he just needs some secondary pitching updates, and he's got an ERA of like 9 on this season. He does get swing and misses because of the knuckleball, but you need more than just the knuckleball. You need something to play off that. It doesn't sound like he's really close to having secondary pitches from that knuckleball that play off and can be successful in the majors. By the way, hit the like button and subscribe button here in the SKOR North Twins Show. If you like these prospect type of updates, thank you. Appreciate that. You can support the SKOR North Twins Show by hitting the like button and subscribe button. Also, a shout out to our friends at Grandpa's Barbecue. So you can discover the taste of tradition with Grandpa's original barbecue sauce, handcrafted high-quality sauces, spices, and rubs. Sweet barbecue, Mill City blend. There's sauces, there's dry blends. Go to grandpasbarbecueshop.com to see the variety. Every Twin Show listener gets free shipping on orders over $40. Plus, all proceeds go to xeroderma pigmentosum, which is a cause near and dear to the company's heart. It's a rare genetic disorder that can be life-threatening when exposed to ultraviolet rays and from sunlight and other LEDs. So grandpasbarbecueshop.com to get some sauces and support a great cause. Some other notes here. Let's see. I talked about Soto. I talked about Morris. CJ Culpepper. That's right. There's 2 Culpeppers in the system. So CJ Culpepper, he's a pitcher, right-handed pitcher, 23 years old. He has yet to throw a pitch yet this year. I'm trying to get some more intel on him from other major league affiliates and sources that have kind of followed his journey a little bit more. He was trying to build up and then, kind of hit a snag in terms of his buildup as he tries to come back here a little bit. This was a guy who was a 13th round pick in 2022, but has, really moved up the system, which is great. But still, kind of a ways away from figuring out when he's going to be ready to throw again with the Twins organization. I believe technically he's with Wichita on their roster. He's injured, but he's with, I believe, Wichita. So 23 years old, 10th best prospect. Again, one of the 5 of the 10 prospects that are injured right now for the Twins. But some other good names. And this is where, if you're in, especially like Cedar Rapids, Iowa, hope you guys are supporting the SKOR North Twin Show from down there, go watch Cedar Rapids. Like, obviously I talked about Kaelen Culpepper, who's been great, but also like Kyle DeBarge, who's looked awesome with them. He has 13 walks. He has stolen 11 bases. We're seeing the stolen base come back with the Twins, which is awesome. He has an 800 OPS right now in Cedar Rapids, and he's hitting the ball well. I don't know if he's going to be able to hit for power. Plays shortstop. He's 21 years old. And let's see here. Was he? I can't remember if he was the 33rd overall pick. And I think he was, right? I think he was a high pick for the Twins last year. But he's a fun player to watch because you got a guy that can steal bags and do all that type of fun stuff. I mean, that's where baseball's headed. We saw what Luke Keyshaw was able to do with that type of stuff, and hopefully he can eventually hit some power. He was the 33rd overall pick in last year's draft after Culpepper. So Kaelen Culpepper, I believe, went 21. DeBarge went 33. So they signed 2 guys, not 2 guys in the first 33 picks of the draft, which is great. but he's hitting the ball very well. And then you also have Billy Amick, who is another one to watch in Cedar Rapids. Dude's crushing balls, hitting 333, 900 OPS. Like, they got three guys in their lineup. They're in Culpepper, DeBarge, Amick, that are hitting the ball really well, are probably going to get promotions here soon. I know, again, like, I'm not Mr. Fall in Love with Prospect guy, and I wanted to provide some prospect updates on the show because you guys and the listeners asked for it, and I'm going to provide it for you. But they're fun ones to watch, and if you're down there in Cedar Rapids, send me a note. Send me a comment on the YouTube channel to see what you liked from them, what you do know about them. Obviously, you guys who are in Cedar Rapids are a lot closer than I am, but there are, despite some injuries here, especially the top name guys, there are some guys in this system that are going to be fun to watch and develop. And we didn't really talk about it in this episode, but this is where you flip prospects, right? This is where you flip prospects. If you're going to be buyers at the trade deadline, some guys are untouchable. Walker Jenkins is untouchable. Luke Keyshaw is untouchable. I think Kaelen Culpepper, who their first round pick last year, is maybe untouchable. Outside of that, guys are going to get calls. Luke Keyshaw got calls last year. Other teams called the Twins wanting Luke Keyshaw. The Twins said no. But when you're talking trade deadline, or you're talking being buyers, anyone on the top 20, top 10 prospect list in your organization, they're going to look at, evaluate, and ask for. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where some of these guys end up going, and we'll be updating you here on the SKOR North Twins Show. And again, if I get any other info on these players, I'll gladly pass them along to you guys. So appreciate that. If you guys appreciate these updates and like these updates, support the SKOR North Twins Show. Hit the like button and subscribe button here to keep spreading the word. And again, we'll have an episode on Thursday. Mackie, Judd, and myself will have a full SKOR North Twins Show, kind of wrap things up either from Cleveland or just talk about whatever you guys want us also to add to the list. More reckless speculation, which we really haven't done. I know the Twins are playing some better ball now, but any type of thing you want to hear us talk about in the SKOR North Twins Show, we will gladly do so. Plus any extra innings content, bonus content from Target Field. I unfortunately won't be in town next week for the majority of the series against the Giants and Orioles, but we'll still have plenty of great stuff on the SKOR North Twins Show regardless. So thank you guys. Appreciate you. This is the SKOR North Twins Show. I'll be talking at you soon.